Hello everyone, welcome. I was extending the map yesterday, so I was just increasing the size of the river. And I have something that is not working, is the sound of the river is just being working only on this area because I'm using post collision to detect when you are close to the river. And then I have a sound that is just following the player, so you have the sound of this river all the time, all around that you are just walking close to the river when you are leaving the boss collision, then all those triggers just fighting again, and then this sound is not following you. What I was doing before was something that I really need to refactor because it's not going well, is that each boss collision is managing the sound and then communicating with another one that is just matching or just colliding to pass the control of this sound to the river, and also stopping and playing at the same place and so on. So this is something that I would like to completely refactor because I was doing maybe in the past I didn't have enough knowledge for that. And what I want to do is that the river in fact is just controlling this sound, so having only one sound per river and not one sound per box collision, because I was thinking to use only one big box collision, but in that case it's trying to follow the player most of the time being really far from the river, so I'm using those kind of boss collisions to have control about the river. So the first thing that I'm doing, also it is giving me the problems that sometimes the sound is just cutting and then starting again and things like that. So as you see, for example, here I have few box collision, the white one or the yellow one I think. So if we are just checking from the top, what should be maybe lead. So I have few boxes that are just colliding between them, and this is one of them, this is another one, this one, and this one. So it's kind of following the river on the way that they are not so far from the river, to not be just following all the time this the player when it's not really needed. What I was thinking is probably take big one but then reduce to be really close to the river level, so in that case if you are a bit far you are not taking this sound already, and I can use only one being bigger instead of using a lot of them being just colliding. Or I can just continue doing this one, but instead of the the box collision controlling the sound, I will be controlling the sound by this spline that I was using as a river. So what I need to do is just refactoring a few things. So this is the river that I have, which is just fine. I have also a few problems here. I need to fix this one because the last point is trying to be to the origin, and this is something that is bad. So probably what I need to do is adding the points here and then moving this one. I'm not sure, I need to refactor a bit this river, and also it's not going well with all the methods, but this is something that I can do in the next time. At the moment, yeah, it's far from being finished the game. So one of the things that I want to do, instead of having this sound spline BP, which is just a box collision, which is taking the sound, I need to take, let's say, the sound for each block, when in fact it should be the sound for the river for all of them. Well, I can control, for example, different sounds on different areas, being stronger or not comparing with this, but I could even use like a parameter here, and I don't really need to have each sound. So for that, what I have here is even too complex just communicating between them, so I would like to replace everything here. So the first thing is, for example, they have the trail BP, so it's just telling which is the river. So this is something that I'm just keeping. And for example, those overlapping, this is probably not needed, and just maybe like a counter should be enough to know if you are in more than one inside of them. So the first thing that I need to do is, for this trail river that I have here, this is the trail, I should probably create because this is just a typical trail that I can use for anything. Let me see this trail VP. As you see, I have a lot of them, so for some of them I'm just using decals for the tracks, and for the river it's almost the same, but it's just painting with another different texture. that's the thing. So I would like to extend this one to have another one that is like a river and with few more parameters. So for that I'm doing those blueprints and environment. What I'm creating is new blueprint that will be river BP, and I would like to have the parent to be, well, that's an actor, and then it's river BP. Sorry, let me see, I can just delete this. I'm afraid. So I can use this parent reparenting to trail BP. So we have already all the code. What is this? Okay. So we have everything. What I'm doing now is adding this variable which is as a sound, and I think this is audio. I think it's audio component. Let me just check on this one because I'm just doing exactly the same. Sound wave. Sorry, so this is sound wave. Because I need to move this all the time. Well, I can use even just comparing with another one that is here, and just comparing the variables that I have here to manage this one, to control this. I think that I could, because I have here this audio, which is the audio component. So for this river, I will add also a component which is audio. So this is the sound of the river. And that case, what I'm doing is just selecting here the sound that I want to use, which is river. I think it's river. Yes, river. So this is the sound that I'm using. And attenuation setting, I have already attenuation for the river. So it's just taking some distance and volume and things like that, like 3D sounds, things like this. So this is my sound that I'm using. I don't need this. I delete this. This is just if I want to calculate this one. So what I'm doing from the sound BP lines is just calculating. Let me see, where is this? Update sound position. So this is like calculating the distance to the, I see here, the distance to the SP line, and then putting the sound there on the closest point to this cube. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so what I need to do is exactly the same here, but it's just starting calculating this sound each sometime. So let me see, what is this? Okay, so when you are starting, for example, entering or leaving this area, you are just adjusting. No, this is the building, fade in and out, mute, activate, start play, stop play event. So yeah, I have a timer that is just being calculated, this one after 1,000 seconds. Hello Jobugi 59, welcome. What's this happening here? So as you see, it's just calculating all the time when you are just entering on this area. Start just playing this one. It is on enter. What is my? Yes, here. So on component picking overlap, the first thing that we are doing is just checking on the player, because if it's just NPCs, we don't take care about this. Just ignoring completely. And this is the one that they are just managing for the audio manager that I have. They are just managing also if you are just walking, I don't know, houses, for example, in case that you are close to the river. It's also doing smaller sounds. For example, you are going inside of the houses, but only if you are, let's say, reproducing the river. If you are just far from the river, going inside of the houses, is nothing happening with the river. So in that case that you are being closest to the river, you notify the audio manager, and it knows that needs to be mute or just decrease the sound in case that something's happening. So that's something that I need to do with this block. And what I'm doing here, so this is actually saying I'm just keeping this one in case it's active, it's fine. And this one is calculating all the overlapping and things like that that I think I'm removing. So the only thing that I need to do is this start play event, which is in that case is not playing this sound but the sound of the river. So here for example you have this update water sound position, which is just adjusting to the curve for that. And this audio play that you have here, this is my audio, so in that case should be playing well, this one need to be the river, so we'll just change this one, river BP. Yes, that is something I don't need this because I know that is only one. So this is the river. That's the river that I'm using. What I need to do is play the sound of the river because I will have only this one all the time, and I don't need, for example, yeah, I can just adjust the volume, but I don't need because this one is calculating. This one is starting going to the event, and the event is this one updating the position only, nothing about the sound. So instead of playing this audio that I have here, what I need to do is play the audio of the river. So I will just take this one. I will take this get audio from the river, and this is the one that I'm just playing, and adjust volume also to be according to the player being, for example, inside of the house or things like that. So remove this and take this. I will just doing something nicer later, but just refactoring as soon as possible and then fixing a few things. So the one is calculating all the time the position of this sound, and what it's doing is also locating this one, which should be only the river. So the code that is managing here is time that you are just starting the sound should be just being controlled by the river, in fact. And because it's also the same, so this F slime that we are having here is the one from the river, I hope. So exactly, this is the slime that we are using just to avoid this one. So the river has this information also, and the sound, so it makes no sense that you are really controlling this, and the river needs to control this one. So in case that you are, say for example here, like start playing, adjust the volume and things like that, this timer, everything here should be just on the river. And even this one also, which is update the position initially, is also being there. So what we need to do with this start play event is just when you on component begin or end, notify the river to start the sound, and that's all. So instead of having this one start play event, what we need to do is like get river here and say, for example, start play, which could be also an event or just a function for that. So this one, and everything here is just the river managing this one. So I will create maybe just a function. Well, I will create an event because probably I need to use those timers, something like that. So create like event, add custom event, which will be start play event. And what I'm doing here is exactly the same as it has here. So I will just duplicate this. Probably I need to create a variable for that. Okay, so this is my event that I think I can even use like that. The only thing that I'm missing in that case is just the volume here. As you see, for example, this is not the river and not this audio, because what I have is just my own component controlling this. So I go here and remove this one. Everything is just going well here, and then the volume is the only thing that we need to control. And for example, here you have this spline, which is this one, but this is just kind of detecting that this is the one working. So that's fine, that's fine. This is the audio, that's fine. And this is the only thing that we have is update water sound position event, which is this. And I hope doing just compiling should be just finding this. Well, the volume. So I will create a variable that is volume. Oops. Which is just a float. Yes. Okay, so let's try to compile this and see what's happening with this node. It's just detecting itself, or I need to recreate. Okay, target river, update, water sound position even, which is just replacing with the same one, but probably the one having this target. Save, compile, and I have the same problem here, that it's just kind of detecting the old one. And then water sound position when you are starting, and then remove this and replace with this. So now we have that the river is controlling the start play event when something is happening, and then controlling the volume and things like that. So another thing that we need to do is stopping. I will take this and I will connect with the same event. So instead of having each block all the control for this, what I'm doing is just the event, passing all those code to the river itself, and not for all the boxes. And the boxes are only, let's say, controlling. This is something that you need to stop play, so it means starting playing from start. It's nothing. And this one is also cleaning the timer. Having this value is just timer less than 0 means cleaning this one. So clear the timer. So this one is updating on the time that you are inside, when you are just stopping, finishing, and then stop checking anymore, and also stop the sound. Yeah. So the thing is that we don't want to have starting the sound every time that you are joining one of the boxes, but only the first one that you are just starting, or let's say matching. For that, all I have here, activate, deactivate. I will review all of them. For example, here with the volume, enter leave buildings need to be notified for the river. So yeah, that's few things that I would like to fade out, mute, things like that. I need to move to the river. But the thing is, here I'm starting being overlapped, so I'm just joining or just colliding with one of the box collision. In that case, this is inside, that's fine. This is the notifying audio manager. So in that case, as you see, it's just notifying the river and things like that. So I can even do that on, as you see, this is only the river that is being managed. So I can also move this one to the river, but let's continue from this one. It's active, and this is detecting for the overlaps that they have in other boxes. In case there is not other boxes being colliding, and then start playing this event. But you have other colliding boxes, you need to, let's say, to stop them and then start playing the sound here, because it's the old code and it's not well done. So each box has its own sound, and in that case what we need to do is, like, if you are overlapping, means if you are coming from another one overlapping, means you are in two boxes at the same time. So you don't need to start the game or stop the game, nothing. So you leave the sound as it is, as it works. And yeah, what you need to do is, when you are leaving all of them, then notify that there are no more boxes colliding, and then it means you need to stop the river. Okay, so until that you need to keep, in that case was just stopping and playing the new one. We don't need this anymore. So in case that this is valid, so it means you have one of them. Let me see what's this. So each time that I'm just colliding, I should maybe increase the value for the river, and then start playing the sound. So when I start playing, I will increase this value to know how many times I'm just colliding. So let's put a variable like a box, I don't know, collisions, which is this is integer. So each time that some of them say start play, means this box collision will increase, and we'll be playing here. In case that this is one, or I mean this is the first one, I will do all those code, but this is more than one, I will do nothing. And when they are doing this stop playing, I will decrease this value, and in case that this is 0, this is the right time to really stop the sound, but not before. So here what I need to do is giving this get box collision, and then I'm doing decreasing decrement int for that. So each time that I'm leaving one box, it's just decreasing, and I need to check this one is equal 0, which means I'm completely out of all of them. So this is the right time to stop the sound. If it's more than 0, it means I'm still colliding with some of them, and I need to keep this sound. So this is the branch. I think it's clear what I'm just trying to do. It does true, then stopping. If it's not true yet, just leave, because I will just leave all the boxes at any point, and then it's stopping. And this is actually saying here, so in case that I will increase a bit this and move a bit. So this is doing more or less exactly the same, but in that case is the opposite one. So oops, get this, so increase, and also we have a check here for that value branch, no, equal 1. In case that this is 1, means this is the first one that we are just matching. So branch, I don't have enough space, move bit. So it does true, that's the first one that we are matching. So just start playing things like that. If not, we're just increasing and doing nothing, because we are already inside, so there is nothing that we need to start playing or any other thing. Okay, so this is just controlling stopping and starting even when you are colliding with more than one. So now from the block, so from the box solution, what I'm doing is just controlling this. So let's say this is the picking overlap. So okay, you have this first person character checking, that's fine, this is inside. I don't think I need this. Notify audio manager, I will just change this one also, in case that this is active, which is, I think I will remove a lot of things here. So for example, this inside, I don't need this. Notify audio manager will be this thing, let me see, is active, that's true. This is not active, this is false, so it's just deleting which one is being active at this moment. So yeah, what I have is, let me see this get audio manager, because I was doing managing box collisions. What I will do is just managing now the river. Supposed to be that I have only one river in the map, or at least only colliding with one of them. So game management, audio manager. So ambient sound river, so this is the river. In that case it's not, let me just find the reference anyway. So this one will be river BP, which is the one that have the sound. So yes, this, okay, I have already. So let me see what is happening here. So if river is valid, okay, if this one is valid, what I need to do is this on enter building event, that is notifying the river. Привет, Марк. Сегодня буду делать просто это blueprint, потому что я сделал вчера это река побольше, и у меня что у меня есть работа, но не очень, потому что я код сделал очень старый тоже и неправильно, поэтому хочу все поменять, что будет удобнее и чисто, чем у меня был. Так невозможно. Start play, enter lib building. Enter lib building here, and that's the volume. So compile this one, and then audio manager should have this on enter building event. So what we're doing is just notifying them, the audio manager, that this river is active, let's say, so it has some sound. And in case that, for example, going to buildings or things like that, the audio manager knows which river, in case that is some of them, need to be notified for that. So this is one thing. I have here exactly the same, but on live building. Yeah. Is it possible? No, because it's that sound explain. Only building, which is quite simple. And another thing here is the river, and we have exactly the same. So for example, need to be controlling about fade in and out with the river, for example, when you are going to sleep or things like that. So need to control the sound for that. And in case that is some active river, that's the way to go. So all the code that I'm having here, I need to have in the river instead of box collisions, but should be working on the same. Let me just check in case that active, not active, all these things. I don't need this one really. So this is the value. Here I have this mute is working fine. Fade in and out supposed to be active, not active. If out, this is the sound. Yeah, if was not active, need to be playing, but this is not the case anymore. Well, I think I would like to review this one before I'm just deleting things, or I can just delete because I have a copy there. Fade in and out, supposed to be if I'm playing, I'm doing something, but if not, I'm not doing anything. So for that, what I have is just box collision, so I know if I'm just playing, need to be greater than 0. In case that it is, means I'm just playing the sound. Probably there is another way. Oops, no, sorry. Branch. There are another way, like is playing the sound or things like that. But yeah, for me, it's easy just checking one integer. So in case that it is, I'm doing this fade in and out. If not, I'm not doing anything. Means I'm not playing at this moment. So this is sound for fade in and out, and this is the one that being notified from the audio manager. Oops, what's happening here? Well, the sound. So this is my audio. Yeah, I think I was just moving. Okay. So now the river is being notified for this one. So fade in and out. Even passing this mute or not, and then it's valid here. It's just replacing the same code that I have. So yeah. And the last one is here, which is doing the controlling the mute event. This is exactly the same mute event, and doing the same here. This underwater is yes or no to be mute the sound of the river. Okay. So the thing is that the river is communicating with the audio manager, and the audio manager knows if there is an active river and can just notify it for things like going enter buildings, or for example sleeping or underwater and things like that. So this is how they are just controlling. The river is just being controlled by that. And what we need to do now is, well, I need to check all those things to see what is there. Since I current playback volume sequence, yeah, there's nothing. This is the only thing that I need to do initially to see if the player is just colliding with this sound. In case that it is, it's going to this for being overlap, which is going exactly to this point. So in case that this is true, what we need to do is this notify audio manager start play event. Okay, so when we start playing, we need to notify them the audio manager. So let's say here adding those call for this new event here, which is just taken from this notify audio manager. Yeah, I need to copy this one, and then we'll see what is there. New function, notify audio manager. Let me see what is happening here. Well, the third thing that we need to do is also creating a variable, which is yeah, as active means is active this river or is just deactivating. So okay, if active, what we need to do is just get the audio manager and say this is the river. I think this is the river. Okay, nothing here should be removed, and exactly same here. So this is the river that need to be notified, and the river is none of them, so it means yeah, it means just remove the river from them. So in case there is no river, nobody is just being notified. And what we need to do is when start playing, notify the audio manager and say yes, this is active, but we are just stopping. We need to do opposite one, which is saying there is no anymore river. So notify audio manager, and in that case say not active. So it's just removing the river for the kind of list of notification for that. So we can already here remove few things. I will just remove the thing that I have. So for example, this one I have moved already, this one also, this one not, but this stop play and things like that I have removed already, and this play loop, things like that. So when I'm just starting overlapping, what I need to do is just notify the player. I don't need to take care about any other overlaps, so it's just being managed. I think it's not here, so the only thing that I need to do is this river, get river, and then let's say play, start play. I think start play event. It is just managing if this is the first one or not, so that's fine. Start play event. I don't think that I need the position for that, makes no sense. So this is start position, that's 0 really, so I don't need this anymore. It's just managing communicating between them, but in that case there is not needed anymore, so that's fine. So if we are going overlapping this one, and this is the character, start playing, and all those code is not needed, and then end overlap is more or less the same, but just paying stop. So for that we need to take the river and then stop play even. This is stop and start even since train collection, otherwise okay, could be maybe renamed because it's just stopping our sound, but could be more clear, for example, like you are entering or not entering box collisions. Okay, we'll remove all of them. And overlap here, and so the code for the blocks will be really much simple because all the managing is just being on the river ready. Okay. That is something that we need to do, is just managing on audio finished. We need to play again, so this one is also being done on the river. So start, stop. We have all those lead building, and I will move them a bit down, and I will take this one, which is play loop again, to the sound here. So So on audio finish, if we are still inside, let's say, so this is the same check for box collisions bigger than 0. So it means we are still inside, and that's true. You need to play again with the value that you have here. That's fine, and we need to bind this one also to detect when the sound is being stopped. So for that, what I have here is on audio finish, this is the one that is just binding. I think I need to do initially here, so yeah, in case that this is the audio and then you are binding this event for that. So would you take this playback percent duration current playback? No, not this one. I don't, because it's a bit strange here. How do you need to manage here? How are you managing this sound? Play, fade in, play loop. On audio finished, this event is being called audio event. I'm not sure if this one is just coming from this, probably. So kind of yeah, exactly. On audio finish here, you have this reproduce again, and you, for example, here can control and the position of the sound at the moment and things like that. So this one is just coming from this. I don't need this because I don't really need to have the position of the audio anymore, as it was in the past. So we don't need this. I will just remove things that we don't need. So I remove this one. I don't need this, not this, not this. And this is the river I was using, also not needed. And this is sound not needed. Probably I need this and detecting this one, as I say. Well, this volume is not here also. Come together. Okay, this is the only thing that I'm just reusing is when you start playing, you need to check if you are already colliding on this one. Otherwise, you don't have any event because you are already colliding and you don't have this making overlap anymore. So this is the checking when you start playing to see if this box is just colliding with this. Another thing that I will do here is just restarting volume to be 1 when you start. And yeah, we can remove here, for example, this play loop, not anymore. And this start overlap and then overlap. That's all. That's everything that we need, and we don't need also this function here. So delete for the sound spline. Another thing is this sound, so we can remove this because we are not using anymore. Not using this. No. What is this? Find reference. Get this inside. This is deactivated for yeah, for when you are just colliding with some of them. You are kind of passing the control to the another one. That they deactivating this one. So this is not needed anymore. And delete this and delete this inside. And in fact, this is the overlap for other ones that we don't need this. So yeah, this will be really much simple. Okay, so the sound is just connecting with the river, and the river is controlling everything. If everything is going well, so we can just check quite fast. What we need to be sure is that the boss collision knows where the river is, which one. So let's take this. what's happening here now? Okay, finally. Yeah. So remove this, and I will just check each. For example, here you have this river BP that is not here. Because also this variable probably is it's river, so that's fine. What I have is this trail PP river that I would like to change to be not trail but the parent of this one. I'm not sure how I can do that. Like the thing is, this is trail and need to be river BP, but I'm not sure how I can just change. I don't know how to change one variable that is already here, change into another type. So maybe transform, no, label visibility, edit, convert to, no, not this one, not the static, edit reference view size. Maybe if I'm just selecting this this one here in the editor, so the river BP here, can I just change the one that I have selected, convert to, I really don't know. Thank you for the host. Have a good night, and happy New Year also, as you say, if you are not streaming tomorrow. Yeah, you can just rest. I will be streaming maybe only in the morning a bit, and that's all. By the way, do you know how I can just change them? I have one blueprint, so I have an instance ready with this one. I would like to change to another blueprint that I have that is just extending this one. So the pairing of this river is trail, but the variable that I have is trail, and I would like to have this one as river. So I don't know how to do that. I was just trying to find the way, but if I'm doing that, I'm just not changing this because it's just a bit tedious. I need to redo all the points for this trail, so that's something that I'm trying to avoid. Okay. So I need also to create more blocks for that. I really don't know. This is the first time that it's happening, that I'm just extending this class and I'm creating something from this blueprint. Just I want to, because I can't replace with another blueprint, or for example another static mesh. That's fine. But how to replace this one with I really don't know how to do that. So trail here, and just the only thing that I want to change is all the values that I have here, change into the another one. But I don't know, actor, maybe something here, like converting to another class. No, it's something, I think is something a bit dangerous, changing between blueprints. One instance already that I have a few values. Yeah, I never did also. As I said, maybe it's a bit dangerous doing that because you have a lot of values already on this one, just converting to another one. What is happening with all the values? Well, in that case, just extending. So it's supposed to be that everything is there and can be working. But yeah, I don't think that is giving me the option to change this one. So even here, like an actor, I cannot change this. I don't know, trying to find I don't know any. For example, here apply instant changes to reset instant changes, create child blueprint class, which is not the one that I need, add or edit a script, but it's just opening the blueprint, so it makes no sense. And I don't want to parent this one because it's just another class, and makes no sense. The thing that I want to do is change this variable to another one, so that's something strange. Really don't know, so maybe I need to recreate all of them again, which is really bad. So I will not change at the moment, because maybe in the future I can find a way to do that, and I'm not planning to redo everything, just in case that I can do that later. So yeah, I will leave as it is, but in that case I don't have sound. Well, I can do that. It's just taking from this not this trail, but I mean this sound. In that case there is no river because there's no one here, but Yeah, at the moment I can do something really nasty, that is just taking this one. So this variable, I will take this trail. So this is like a parent. Yes. And what I'm doing is just doing a cast for that. Okay. Which is really not nice, but I mean I can do that at the moment and just check if it is working. This is the only thing that I'm trying to do. So this cast to river VP. Well, but in that case it is not. Yeah, I was just thinking like doing a cast and then continue working with this one as a river, which is just fine. But in that case, it's never being this class because it's just another class. So this is not working. Yeah, I was just trying to do things like that just to test. You know, even then being not really a good idea, but yeah. Yeah, I prefer not to break everything. Just refactoring. That's the way. Or I can just create a new one, a small one, for testing the code, and then out of the camera and just recreating everything. So yes, 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 here, and should be just compile. I think it works. So I will create here just for testing one, which is river. So river VP here. That's the sound. And I should have here like duplicate spline points. I will create something like that. And then I will assign this one to move to common river here, and yeah, here. So I can just assign to the boxes this new one and then testing for the sound only. So this one need to have now a river. In case that this is working, I will just modify later or redoing everything. So this is river, and this is also the river that we are just using being connected. So go out here, far from these boxes, and see what is happening with the sound of the river when I'm just colliding with this box collision. Well, the sound is here, so it means that's working. I'm just leaving. Yeah, so the sound is working. The only thing is that the new river is not really matching this. So here is also, for example, losing this sound. This is just the river is so small. For example, here, and also here is leaving. So yeah, at least I can see that this is working expected, which is good. And the only thing that I need to do is just extending this one. Even for testing, I will create something longer, which is just matching with more than one. So let's go to the top and put this one, for example, here, and this point, which is of course not being adjusted to the river, but something like this, and should be just colliding with at least a few of them. Yes, so a few of them, when we can see if this kind of control is being passed from one block to another one, and the river is working. First thing is also colliding with the initial box, so to see if I have sound. Well, I have sounds here, so let's try start here, which is already the place. Okay, so even the initial box solution is detecting the river. Not sure if this one is working. Oh, I'm not sure about this. Or maybe it's not working. I should just check properly this. And also the sound of the river is really short. I mean, you need to be really close to this. Yeah, since it's not working. Well, maybe because the point is small. I'm not sure. So where is my river? No, I see this long one. So for example here I'm really close to this, should be just having the sound for that. So here I'm not so far. There is no sound. Yeah, initially there is no sound. Okay, I will just move. Because I don't like really spending a lot of time during the stream just fixing things without no value for that. So I prefer to create new things or things that have been not done before, instead of just spending time doing exactly the same things. I have found in this area, I was just testing a bit. I have found a bit of grass which is just floating here because I was just yeah, this one, because I was just smoothing and yeah, this part and refactoring the terrain. So I will just select all of them, select here, and I will just delete them and repaint later. I will really select a lot of them just to be sure I'm not flying. I think the rest is fine, but maybe not all of them. It's happening here. Yeah, the terrain was a bit different. So the rest looks already fine. We need to smooth also this part of the terrain. Yeah, I have like yeah, like I don't know, let me check. At the moment 75,000 instance here and 5,000 for all of them, flowers and things like that, but it's not so bad. I mean, you are not painting really far from this. The only thing is I don't know exactly how to do that. I mean, if you are smoothing, sometimes the grass is moving with you, but not this time, for example, because it's just sculpting. But if you are smoothing, since that yeah, this is moving with the grass, so I'm just trying to think like that. So now smooth, for example, is moving the grass, I think, to be matching with the terrain, with the new terrain. But if you are doing sculpting, it is not. So before you are sculpting, you need to remove the grass or any other foliage and then paint it later again, which is really a bit stupid. Why the smooth is working but not the sculpting? Yeah. Or maybe I don't know, this is a bug or a problem on my side, I don't know. But I have found this like smoothing is fine, so you are just readjusting the grass there, you know, but sculpting is not. So yeah, you need to delete, sculpt, and then paint again. Yeah, I don't know why. So look at this, for example. Here I will do something like, for example, sculpting. If it's giving me, so you can see the grass disappear. It's not really matching with the terrain. Or I can do the opposite one, so it's maybe easy to see. So if I'm just doing here to the top, well, it's just compiling things. Okay, so they are just disappearing from this area, but some of them are being adjusted, but some of them are not. So it's really maybe about the step maximum or things like that. So you are doing maybe smooth slowly, it's just readjusting it this so far from the distance that it was just being painted. maybe you are just losing this one. I really don't know, but I found all the time like floating grass if I'm just resculpting. So for example, working on this area, I delete everything around, work on it, and then just paint again. Yeah, something strange. I don't know exactly. I think that the smooth is working, but not sculpting. But I didn't find really the sorry, the problem here. For example, this one, I just see they just disappear, so they are now not moving. I'm just undoing. So you see that with the sculpting they are not moving. If I'm doing the opposite side, yeah, my computer is doing something. So if I'm going down, you have this one floating. So I mean, sculpting means not moving at all the terrain. I will just leave as it is. Come on. My computer is just frozen. I will change also the time of the day to see better this area because I can see well. Let's something like 10 in the morning so we can see this grass is easier. Or maybe yeah, there is some property for this one, so in case that for example you can still have this step, as you say, this one then is moving. If it's not, it's just ignoring instead of really moving there and then leaving as it is. Maybe that's the reason. I didn't think about this. Yeah, maybe. So I have like a 45 degrees. If I'm just having something more than this one, it's just ignoring and not really moving there, and that's probably why, for example, the smooth is working. You know. So for example, here if I'm doing smooth here, I will do just even more. So it's supposed to be that the grass is just moving, as you see, it's just matching. So the grass is moving with the smooth, but it's not moving with this sculpting. I really don't know. As I say, maybe that's my fault from my side. For example, as you say, this one with the degrees that you are really allowing your grass, for example, things like that. Maybe, and this is not really like a bug, and this fault from my side, you know. So I was thinking about this maybe, but I have found this that most of the time I'm just losing my grass, I'm just floating, I need to repaint again. So for example here, if I'm just planning to do something with this part of the terrain, I'm just deleting all the grass and then painting later, just to avoid the floating things. And also it's hard to select later because they are not really matching with the terrain, so they are floating, and this selection is going to only to the terrain. And then you cannot select them, you need to create something much bigger, and then you are selecting a lot of things for maybe a few of them that are just floating. So I need to go here and select manually one by one all of them that are being floating, which is really slow. Really slow. Things like that, in case that for example they are just floating. In that case I can just remove all of them, of course, because still they are on the terrain. But later if they are floating, then I need to do it manually. It takes time when really painting is really fast, and you can paint a lot of areas. You can select all of them with the density, so you can use like a big brush and painting all this area with exactly the one that you are wanting. For example, the density for each foliage independently, so you can just really paint really fast. But then if you are just moving the terrain, need to delete everything and then sculpting and then painting again, which is just really tedious. So yeah, that's something strange, I don't know. So we're just thinking like this maybe. I don't know if others had also this problem. I didn't check, or I didn't see anyone on the streamings having this problem. So I just keep doing this. For example, here I need to remove this one. If I'm doing, all of them will be just floating for that. Even if it's doing something more not so steep as it is right now, if I'm doing, probably I will have all of them floating. And this is not like a really huge curve, but you see here already floating, can you see? So that some of them have been already moved, and this is really stepped this area, but some of them haven't. So I have few one here floating and another one not. Reason, no reason. And see, some of them have been moved, some of them are not. So some are floating. For I don't know which one. What's the reason? For example, this one, which is here. As you see, I cannot select this one because it's just floating, so I need to increase this one to something bigger until this is just matching, and then deleting a lot of them. Yeah, that's really strange. I don't know if others had the problem. Never had seen in any other streaming. I don't know. But for me, it's just really spending a lot of time. Sometimes I forgot about this. I need to repaint later, and then I just walking around many times just to try to find floating grass or things like that. It's really a waste of time. And it's definitely really bad, pretty bad to have in the game such kind of things, you know. Grass floating. Definitely not nice. Yeah, maybe, yeah, I could just try to report this one. People will say like you are stupid, you need to click some, I don't know, checkbox, something like that, and it will be kind of helping me. Okay, yeah, I know it's too late for you, it's midday for me, so it is time for me just streaming. Okay, yeah. Have a nice time with family at home and rest a bit about the streaming. Thank you for coming and also for the host. Guillén, ¿qué tal? Hola. Yeah, I prefer to be 5 minutes stupid than spending a lot of time here. Yeah. Thank you. See you. See you next year. Okay, finally. So painting here. Guillén, ¿qué tal? Que no te vi estos días por aquí. Muy ocupado con reuniones familiares. No sé qué habrás visto. Por ejemplo, que... Oh, qué lento es esto, ¿eh? Okay. No sé qué es lo último que viste, si te acuerdas. Más o menos. Porque si veo más o menos los vídeos y me acuerdo, ah, sí, verdad, hice esto, no sé exactamente qué es lo que hayas visto. Esto casi que lo hice, esto lo hice ayer, todo esto, esta valla y esto por aquí, así que esto seguro no, porque si no estuviste ayer, no lo has visto, seguro. Y por la otra parte, no sé si por aquí algo... Vamos a verlo en un momento. Bueno, ahora me puedo mover. A ver, vamos a irnos aquí como al principio un poco. De aquí, a ver qué hice de aquí. De aquí he hecho el pozo, no sé si lo has visto. El pozo que tiene incluso tapa y así lo que tengo son dos. Uno que funciona y uno que no funciona. O sea que sería activo y inactivo. Esta casa he completado, ayer por la tarde también puse más palos y tal para que esto estuviese un poquito más completo. Aquí le he cambiado las ventanas de tamaño porque eran demasiado grandes y ya las he puesto las ventanas por dentro y las puertas aquí también ajusten al tamaño y creé también las puertas de aquí fuera para que sean un poco distintas de las demás, que tienen un poco más de detalle y eso. O sea, que creé por aquí también las puertas. ¿No ves? Aquí por ejemplo están un poco rotas y tal. Las puertas y las ventanas de esta parte hice también que las plantas se ven en el editor, no solamente cuando le das al play. Sino que aquí también se vean, sobre todo pues, para cuando hago screenshots o cosas de esas, ¿no? Luego, del área este también, yo creo que esto sí lo viste porque bueno, hace ya por lo menos una semana que hice esta parte. Aquí hice esta pequeña parte, aquí con las granjas también. Y estuve haciendo también esta casa que le puse bastantes más palos, toda la estructura y tal, aunque esto por aquí tengo que arreglarlo un poco, pero le hice bastantes más palos a la estructura, que era bastante simple también, era la primera que hice, por eso fue bastante simple. Por aquí hice también algunos assets, aunque esto no está terminado, pero bueno, hice por aquí algunos estos con los palos y hice también este de aquí. De aquí por tener, bueno, algunos assets un poco así distintos por esta zona, que tampoco tenía. Pinté por aquí el bosque un poco. Todo esto por aquí de hierba y piedras y no sé qué más, un poco por aquí el bosque. Y completé aquí un poco el camino. La casa grande de la chimenea, la casa del Manor House, ¿no? La casa esta. A ver. Esta de por aquí. Esta, ¿no? Se supone. Esta de aquí. Pues esta, bueno, ya está todo terminado. E incluso todos los detalles y tal. Se podía entrar todo. Vamos a darle que play. Esto se terminó por aquí. Aquí está, esto lo voy a iluminar aquí un poco porque todavía no he terminado, por ejemplo, que las ventanas iluminen. Entonces está un poco oscuro, pero bueno, yo lo puedo iluminar aquí. Las ventanas, las puertas. Aquí, esta otra también funcionan. Funcionan ya las ventanas en toda la casa. Y son bastante más pequeñas. Vamos a apagar aquí la luz. Me falta que las ventanas iluminen, que de momento, como sabes, iluminan la luz del día y tal. No las tengo todavía conectadas. Y no iluminan las puertas todavía tampoco. Quiero decir, estas de aquí no iluminan todavía, aunque funcionen ya abrir y cerrar, eso sí, pero no funcionan. Vamos de aquí. Y luego el área este de las granjas. Que funcionan aquí las puertas. También puse muebles por dentro. Está también hecha esta de aquí. También eso, no ves, puse muchos más detalles dentro de la casa para que tengan más palos, que estaba demasiado simple, estaba vacía completamente la pared. Yo puse aquí más palos. Los assets que hice ahí, por tener algo nuevo. No sé si en el pueblo hice alguna cosa, quizás no. O algo por ahí de código. Y por aquí estaba completando, hice aquí también un pequeño camino que enlaza con la otra parte del mapa. Para tener conectados los caminos, ¿no? Pequeños caminos que conectan todo. Hemos puesto aquí una valla y como esa valla te obliga a ir hacia allí o hacia allí para que, bueno, para que no se saltes por aquí y vayas recto. Porque aunque vayas recto, de todos modos tienes que ir hasta el final. Así que para eso mejor, digamos, sigues por aquí el camino. O sigues el otro, ¿no? Este conecta aquí arriba con el que va hacia allí. Y con el que va, digamos, hacia el pueblo, hacia abajo. Que es este de aquí. El río se ha roto, ese mismo no hay sonido porque es lo que estaba haciendo esta mañana, que lo he refactorizado y ahora mismo no funciona. Por eso no hay sonido de río, pero... Y por aquí, ¿esto qué pasa? Aquí estas piedras son muy altas. Vamos a cambiar esto rápidamente. Voy a bajarlas aquí un poco. Esto seguramente es lo mismo del terreno, que me hace de la suya. Y me quedan las cosas para ir flotando. Esto sí estaba, esta casa también estaba. Hello, Shiro Kuyuma. Welcome. Yeah, there are a few people that they're doing, but maybe during those dates, not a lot of people is streaming. But yeah, there are a few people that's just streaming something with Unreal Engine. But most of them, I agree, is just Unity. There are a lot of them, you know. That's cool. So welcome. If you have any question on the Unreal Engine or I don't know game development, you are welcome. If I can just help, will be happy. So I was creating also this trail yesterday. All this area that is going on the way to the new trail. Let me just hide this. So this is the new trail. I was also extending the river here. So that's why this area is completely empty. I was also working until this point, nothing more. So I'm planning to do later the trees here or things. And then the way I was just trying to connect this one here also to another trail. I was creating here a hill and this another one. So in case that you are just going through the river, you are just hiding all the town. So just for performance. And the idea is just coming here to the river and just on this area. It's the place for the new town that I'm planning just to start the next week. So as you see here, it's kind of valley. So you are just hiding everything that you have from any other town. Thank you. It's just more or less is the game, all the game. Right now it's like that, but it will be just increasing a bit with more towns and castles and things like that. But at the moment, this is the area that I have only, and even some parts are only as a level design. I'm not having still gameplay there. Just planning to do that. So the next thing that I'm planning to do, because it's the first town that I was just creating and it's almost done, I was also creating here the manor house and all this area for communal farms, things like that. So this is already done, even not having gameplay, but I mean the areas for creating the gameplay later. And I was just going on this way. As you see, this new trail going to be the new town, there are no other things like that. I have been working for a year already, also learning the engine initially. I have been creating all the models that you see, all the texture, illuminations, shaders, assets, sounds, everything that you see, rocks, vegetation, flowers, trees, everything. So it takes time to do all those things. And also creating the gameplay with I have few mechanics already, I can just show you. And I have even sound blueprints. I have also C++ code and the user interface already. So yeah, for a year I did a lot of things. Well, if you are just coming for the first day, you see only the items, but you see I have also well, there's plenty of things, and you have also things for testing. That's fine, but I mean, this is your menu, things like that. You can just talk with people here. So I can just talk with them. I have dialogues. Okay, so nothing like that. I can interaction with doors, for example. I can interact with another NPCs. All the NPCs have dialogues, things like that. So we can talk with this guy, for example. Yeah, so okay, nothing at the moment. That's fine. And you have also the markets here, so you can buy and sell things like that. Tank and zombies. Well, zombies, everybody like zombies. I agree. So you have interaction with doors, all thing, and you can go all the buildings inside. So the chart. Not everything has been finished. For example, the chart is not completely finished, but I mean, you can just go inside. You can go to the tower also. So most buildings. You have 24 hour cycle. So the game is working the whole day. You have things to interact with, for example, vaults, all the doors and windows. So we can just open the doors, go inside. We have also windows here. We can open. This one is completely empty. The house is still closed, but you have all the windows. For example, let's say this one. We have more space here, so you have windows, dynamic light for them. All the doors. You have also farms, so you can work here on farms. You can plant things and also work on them. So they're just farming. Yeah, so they are growing and things like that. So you have few mechanics already that you can do, and many other things that are interactive, like taking water, for example, or here you can eat things. You can put in your hands. So this one here, I can just change things here. Yeah, things like that for working, dialogues. This is the map that I was just trying to increase because I have a few gameplay there, but there are a lot of things to do yet. So this is a new empty area. That's the reason that it's completely empty. This is just going on the way to the new town, and this is the area that I'm working right now. So that's why it's empty, but I have already done with the mechanics, and I have also missions and things like that. So this is something new. Remove this. So I'm just trying to create new trails connecting all the parts of this new one. I think what I will create a small one from this point. Oh, perfect, thank you. Thank you for the follow. I'm streaming every day, every single day, 2 times a day. This is morning for me. I suppose that you are from Japan. I don't know exactly what's your time comparing with Europe. I'm on Europe. And I'm also streaming in the afternoon, evenings every day, 7 days a week. Probably not tomorrow, but I mean every day. And you have also all the links there, so you can just check the website or well, that's fine. So you have like 7-8 hours from Europe. You have also the Twitter, and you have the YouTube channel with all the streaming that I have been doing in the past. So you can check almost everything that I have been doing there. Yeah, if you are interested in, I don't know, modeling, because I was doing almost everything on streaming, even the blueprints, modeling, level design, the flowers, all the models, texturing, shaders, everything like that. So if you are interested in some part, you can say there. The videos are doing on English. I mean, this is the streaming for English, the main language, but I'm speaking also Spanish and Russian, and people is just asking sometimes. So you can find that not everything is in English, but well, anyway, if you have any questions, just come here and ask me. So it's not a big problem. And I will paint something smaller. I want to create a small trail here connecting to this one. So I will do maybe like that. Oops. Mode for that. Yeah, okay, thank you for coming. See you later. This one will be small, really small one. So I think it's just kind of connecting with this. So let's say it like that. Guillén, ¿alguna cosa que te has quedado por ahí por ver o alguna cosa que no hayas visto? No sé, hayas visto en el mapa y no te he comentado. Ya te digo que no sé, a lo mejor exacto desde que hice la casa aquella, no sé si luego hay más cosas por ahí que hayan quedado sin comentar. Esto está demasiado cerca del camino. Quizás así. O sea, si vienes todos los días, es difícil que no hayas visto algo. Aunque bueno, alguna cosa es lo que te dice, si algún día no pasaste, pues bueno, pues, te faltan ahí 2 ases que no has visto hacer, pero bueno. Tampoco está. Ya sabes que tienen los vídeos, si alguna vez hay gente que hace eso, que lo que hace es que lo revisa luego simplemente y si algún día se salta por ver qué he hecho y cómo va, a ver lo que digo y ya está. No hace falta verse las 2 horas de vídeo. Es más o menos que hice en ese vídeo y ya sabes lo que te ha faltado en ese streaming. Mood 64. Nada. Ok. Tiene un lag que pinto, no sé dónde pinto. Cada vez que pinto se mueve la pantalla. Tarda 3 segundos en moverse el pincel. Así que difícilmente. Bueno, vamos a pintar aquí un poco de hierba. Que yo sé que Guillén ha venido solo a eso, a verme pintar hierba. Que es lo que a él le mola. Para menos light. Density. Ok. Ups, hay que rehacer aquí el terreno, así que vamos a tener cosas flotando, me parece a mí. Sí, vamos a tener aquí hierbas flotando, seguro. Ahora vamos a pintarlo otra vez y ya está. Repintamos aquí. Y aquí pintamos hierba. Aunque bueno, lo voy a borrar todo me parece porque seguramente está todo flotando. Así que select. Nada. Por si acaso. Y también esto y esto de aquí. Y esto de aquí. Ahorramos. Bueno, más o menos yo creo que está. Está muy difícil pintar nada, porque de verdad... ¿Este qué? I will delete manually the one that is just being not properly painted. And here we can also remove a few of them. It's just floating all the time. Okay, paint here. Yeah, the problem is that the rain is not completely plain, and I'm using a few of them, so 5 patches per instant. So the central patch is being aligned to the terrain, but the other one is probably not. So that's why I have something strange. Okay, I will fix later all those problems with the river. So at the moment, just try to close them to save some RAM. Okay, I would like just to walk to see how it's going. I'm already here. Yes. This one is a bit strange. This one would be enough, more or less. And this part is fine. This one I will remove this. And I will paint another one here. I will leave this. So paint all those patches here. And also this part. I'm just not going deep on this area because I don't have nothing to do at the moment. So I will just maybe add a few stones, pebbles, things like that as usual. I need to continue this one also. Frozen. Okay. Duplicate point. Yeah, really strange terrain. I'd like to make plain this. I will probably need to add a new spline point here because the terrain is so curved and this is not working. Yeah. This is already which one is this one is too big. I see. Yeah, so maybe this one I can delete. So delete this spline point, and the problem was here. It was too big. But anyway, this one is also not being shown. And neither this one. That is not a big problem if some parts are not being shown. Supposed to be dirt or things like that, but at least some part. Otherwise, it's just stupid to have such points if you are not just seeing them. So I will try to create this curve here. I will rotate a bit, and I need to rotate this one also. Yeah, I will move from this point. Yeah, in that case I need to create longer for this. Well, the surface looks nice, but the thing is that the decal is not being painted here. Well, this is being, but not this small area. Probably also the terrain is not so plain, not much. For example, here it's easier just to paint this decal because I see that it's not so deformed as it is from this point. It takes 3 seconds every time that I try to move one point. It's really lucky. I don't know why. What my computer, I know. Better curve. Create a new one. As here, this is completely out of this plane, but for some reason I don't know why. It's really stupid. I don't know. I don't really want to create 100 points for something like a trail, really. But since this is the only way to be painting all the terrain, really small. Oh, even like that is not painting. Okay. This is going better. I think could be enough. You can see some parts of the trail, so that's already enough for that. And I would like to paint some dirt to this part, so painting. Let's save just in case. The computer is frozen, completely frozen. I can do almost nothing. Paint here. Dirt, 0.25. And also this small trail, so I have something there. A few variations. Okay, next thing I will do pebbles for all the trails. So pebbles here. Be sure that nothing more is being selected. This is the one that I'm trying. I need to use something bigger here. And I will add now small stones as usual all around the trail to have some, I don't know, variation color, something not so simple. So I will just create something. I have this area already was painted. And now stones here, single instance and different layer. Here I could just put like a small stone, things like this. I don't have much in the level already. There are some of them really small and you can even not notice they are being painted, so that's why. Don't select this. Okay. Or just being aligned to the terrain, too small. Perfect. I think here we have some space on the trail, so I will create a big one. Paint, of course. Yeah, not bad. I can create something smaller for this, for example here. So clicking, and then scale, and then moving to not matching with the grass. I'm thinking where I could just add another one, something big. Well, at the moment CC adding, for example here, because I don't have any vegetation and CC to not be painted later. That's nice. I will paint grass around. Single instant, different level. 64 to adjust better. Oops. Yeah, probably I was adding a few of them just to be sure, or maybe here. Yeah, no stones. Okay, nothing here. This one. Okay, let's paint all around. Yeah, I need to check later which one are just matching. And I want to paint also all around with some dirt, so the base of the stone have different color. Paint again. And I will remove all of them that are just emerging, so they select everything. So they select everything. I need to be, this is also stupid, I need to be in the same layer to be deselecting things, but selecting I can just select in any layer. And which one is this? No. So for example, I cannot even select this. Unselecting, this is not selecting this one. Okay, control. Look at this. Okay, finally. Let's check another one. This one. This one here, one more here, and also this. No. This one. So delete. We can even move this one a bit down. It's too high. And then we have another one here. That's fine. Let's check from walking how's it going. Come on. Okay, finally. So this one is paying less than 0 for this terrain. That's strange. Yeah, this small part could be. Let's try to do, because I have just automatic control. If you are under 0 means you are underwater, so this is just having this sound. So maybe this area is paying under this 0. So just to be sure, I will do. Oh, I can just pick up here to see where's the. Picking up the value that we have. So this is picking up the value here and say this is minus 100. Are you sure? Check again. Yeah, okay, I will just try to keep as this one for example. And now I will paint this one to be a bit higher, and we avoid this one if the computer is giving me the option. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's strange. I was went too deep. Yeah, exactly here. Not here. This point. Okay, just this point is here for some reason, I don't know. Flatten to be higher. Just increasing a bit to be sure that we are not kind of underwater. But that's strange, yes. No, that's fine. So I'm afraid that maybe this part of the river is not That's really strange. Yeah. Same here, close to the stones. That's something strange. I don't think the terrain is so down. I don't know. Play a game. Or maybe this is just something broken. I was just moving the underwater box collision because you see that the delay for everything is big. So since then now that's fine. So that's the new part of the trail. Of course missing a lot of trees and maybe buildings are more interesting areas, but I mean just checking about the terrain, the trail that I'm doing here. Is this floating grass? No. Okay, that's fine. And I'm going to add a few fences to the trail. For example, I don't know, this one here to force the player just going on this way. So if I'm just creating, for example, here like a fence on this area, you are the only way to go is going on this trail and not just going straight forward. So I can just create like a small fence. So for that I would create fence square, fences lime. I will change the fence of course, but just initially fence faster. It could be something like that. So what I need to do is just move in this point and also this one. And then the second one matching. Well, I need to rotate definitely. Yeah, the terrain is going down. Let's see. So this one is also going down. Let me hide the grass at the moment, and also this one to see. Perfect. Okay, so this grass is being. Let me change them. So select all here. Select all here. Select here. And then move into this layer. If I'm just hiding them, should be okay. It's just easy to see without all those foliage. Yeah, nothing happened until maybe it's just finishing everything here. The computer is frozen. I just tried to do anything. I cannot even select anything. I don't know what is happening now. Maybe here in mode. Okay. So this one need to be on this layer. Okay, it's there. That's matching, and I will create just only another one. So duplicate this point. and then rotating to be matching with the ring aligning, move bit, and then matching on this. I think I need to rotate more, so it's something like that. And this one also rotating. And then moving. Just to have something matching. More or less it is. Just adding here a couple of ends of this fence. So for that I need where do we have those things? Messes. I think environment maybe. Yes. So this is one here, another one here, and I will adjust now. And then it's just rotating to match with this. Depending on which are you just checking since being rotated in one direction or another direction. Okay, that doesn't matter. And then doing the same with this. So yeah, and then move to match with this. Okay. So I think that this is the last thing that I'm doing for this streaming this morning. I will continue this afternoon with another streaming. In around 5 hours I will be streaming again. And I will probably continue with the level design, the new area. There are a lot of things I need to complete. I will try to fix also the problem with the blueprints in the river, but just out of the camera. So it takes really long to save everything. Okay. So yeah, if you don't have any question or I don't know anything to say, I'm just leaving this streaming here and continue this afternoon in around 5 hours again. So don't forget to check all the links that I have here with the website, Twitter with pictures, and YouTube channel with all the past streamings. Yeah. So if you are interested in any of the things that I have been doing, you can just check there all the past videos at any time. So that's all. I'm leaving here. Thank you everyone for coming. Hope you have a nice New Year evening. If you are not just meeting with me tomorrow or today this afternoon. And happy holidays if you are just resting or studying a lot if you have exams after holidays. So thank you everyone for coming. Hope you enjoyed and hope to see you here the next time. Bye everyone. Bye bye.